Good morning, everyone. The Great Recession was one of the most violent economic disasters since the Depression. According to the Associated Press, 80% of adult Americans suffered poverty, unemployment, or financial troubles in 2013. According to the Business Insider, that this will end by business campaign and Business Insider reported that this wealthy emirate had once occupied 80% of the world's grain, which sunk to a complete stop. What components drove all this? Banks mainly, and one particular bank called the Lehman Brothers doomed the global market and the US. So for today's topic, I would like to talk about the Lehman Brothers and the financial crisis 2008. As a finance major, it remains important for me not to make a mistake like the Lehman Brothers. Now I'm being taught how to make money, but in order to make money, I must know how not to lose it. On top of that, I did a lot of research and watched documentaries, which I'm going to be talking today. Now, each one of us has a dream to own a house, right? With your family, without, with your friends, doesn't matter. But most of us will not be able to pay up front for the house, and will end up to take a mortgage from a company. And with that comes countless responsibilities. For today's topic, I would like to talk about how Lehman Brothers used mortgages and how they started to fall apart and how they crashed. Now, how many of you know how Lehman Brothers work? In 1850, Lehman Brothers slowly became one of the largest investment banks in the US. They specialized business in investment management, equity sales, and private banking. And one thing they specialized in was mortgages. This is how, before declaring bankruptcy, Lehman Brothers made money. Now, in order to buy a $2 million house without having $2 million, it's necessary for you to have a bit of your own money and a lender. Lehman Brothers was never a lender, but an equity collector, which I'm going to be explaining later. The US economy depended on loans, and loans can be sold among lenders. And the loan requires different qualifying requirements as an applicant. Lehman Brothers enjoyed buying subprime mortgages. The higher the risk, the higher initial return. Now, if trouble in the market arises, what should the shady lender do? Sell, especially before the loans tank. Lehman Brothers knew about the loans that were bad from the company, but still bought them. Even though they also bought the companies that used to take these loans. Now, where's the catch? This works fine and the firm can make money until it stops. In 2007, Investigator reported a $4.2 billion income for the firm, which is a huge amount of money. Now, what if Lehman Brothers start to borrow to unqualified borrowers on a non-fixed interest rate? Lehman Brothers this will form an economic bubble, which will start to pressure borrowers to take from their credit account. Lehman Brothers succeeded from this, which created a cash cow and had a huge amount of money. Now, it gets a bit clearer now how Lehman Brothers was engaging in a risky behavior. The gain, yes, attractive but yet dangerous. In summer of 2007, the housing market in the US started to record higher amount of default. Lehman Brothers took a minor drop. However, investigators reported that it was a high record for them, and which reassured investors. Now, what if borrowers started to default? Defaulting is a process by which borrowers can't pay the debt anymore, which will cause trouble to the Lehman Brothers, to the firm. Now, New York Times started to report that there was a 6% of workers getting fired from the Lehman Brothers. All of a sudden, the New York Times reported a 2.8 billion loss in the second quarter in 2008. Now, investors start to panic and they start to sell shares. By selling, Lehman Brothers put themselves in more trouble, since they relied on the leverage which we're using against the mortgage default system. Now, everyone tries to act cool. The CEO, who is also the chairman of the New York Federal System, and claims that it's a firm that can be profitable. Now, bankruptcy is declared, and it was the biggest bankruptcy in the history of the United States. The Telegraph reported that on the 10th of September 2008, that Lehman Brothers came with a third quarter loss of $3.93 billion. Over the next 5 days, Lehman looks for a bailout, a buyer, anyone that can save the company. On the 15th of September, Barclays and Bank of America filed for bankruptcy of $632 billion in assets. Now, consumers are being Wall Street is shaken, and the market and the global market can feel the impact. At the same time, the European and the US reserves pump liquidity for the firm, so they can help the company while the share prices fall. The next day, according to the Telegraph, Barclays buys a part of Lehman Brothers for $2 billion. In conclusion, Lehman Brothers had millions in assets, but had a basket full of assets, but it was a basket full of debt. And cross-lending banks that used to work with Lehman Brothers also got bankrupt, which caused an international trouble in the world. You might think this is an isolated solution, but it's not. In Dubai, the crash was more an escalated version, which caused a bigger trouble, but it was an impact on the development of the consumers. However, according to the national.ae, Abu Dhabi assisted them with $20 billion dirhams, which helped Dubai from the bankruptcy. And that's
questions?
I have a question. That's something I've noticed. While he's giving the speech, everyone is looking at the paper trying to read it. So it's not eye contact anymore, it's paper to me. Because it makes him nervous.
That's why you're supposed to actually do the evaluations after the person.
Yeah, after he finishes, not
Yeah.
while he's doing it.
While someone is speaking, just watch them, and then when they're done, you have it fresh in your head, just write down general evaluation.
You're reading answer.
Now questions relevant to the actual speech.
So, the professor, he kind of has a point when he says something, I want to write it down. When he says something that I like or says something that is great, I want to write it down. So while writing it, I skip whatever he said while I'm writing it. So it makes
Again, questions relevant to the speech for now. Do you have questions relevant to the actual speech about the Lehman Brothers?
Could you tell us?
It's an interesting subject. Really.
Yes, very interesting
I have a
subject.
question. How is Bank of America related to Lehman Brothers? In what sense? How is Bank of America related to? Because both of them filed for bankruptcy.
because they are cross-lending banks. Because Lehman Brothers used to buy bonds from them, so that's really
Yeah, so it was like a chain reaction.
In your opinion, and this is just because I'm interested in this, is this a problem of capitalism? Is it because America functions the way that it does, with so much private capital, and so much of the private capital controls the economy? Is that a bad model, would you say? Do you think, for example, if the government were to be in control of more of the money that it would maybe help when we have a recession, or no?
I think the government can help, but in America, new brothers like took mortgages from and loans from all companies, which lead them to bankruptcy. No one can pay the debt anymore.
So in your opinion, having the private sector have so much power is maybe not such a good
No,
thing?
not such a
Okay, I agree.
Was Islamic banking as affected as American banks because of the crisis?
I think Islamic is not powerful as other companies because they're still developing, like year by year.
And they have the Sharia law, I think.
Yeah,
so-
sure, yeah, but it's not like successful as outside
Yeah.
America.
Great, thank you.